Now, Ramsey Nouah is an Africa Movie Academy Award winner who has enjoyed a career spanning more than 20 years in Nollywood. His most recent film, Thy Will Be Done, tells the story of Pius, a pastor whose wife he thought dead suddenly turns up to threaten his current marriage. The film is due to have its world premiere at the London BFI IMAX cinema in South Bank tonight, and I'm delighted to say that Ramsey, the lead actor, joins us in the studio. But before that, let's see a little of his latest film.
God cannot send you a problem that you cannot solve. Can you hear me?
Well, a lady was brought in here, and she claims to be your wife.
Ah, Lucy, I can explain.
Because you are a pastor, a man of God.
There is no peace anymore.
The Bible makes it very clear. He must be a man with just one wife.
Ambush. Bloody religious ambush. That's what I get.
No, no, I won't share you with another, not in this lifetime.
What's it?
Well, that's extraordinary. Actually, it's beautifully directed, isn't it?
Thank you. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I like that composition of the family around the table and everything. That's besides your stellar performance, of course.
Yes, of course.
Tell us a little bit more about the film, because it's quite an interesting combination, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's looking at it from the perspective of where we're talking about Nigeria, you know, from a religious background and a moral stance too, you know. And the pastor is caught with this dilemma of having two wives, not his making, not his desire. It was circumstances that led to one another, and that happened. And he's trying to actually work it out, you know, by legal rights. He's bound to them too, you know. But religiously, he doesn't know what to do. Even his own stand, his moral stance, he doesn't know what decision to take. So he's torn between, you know, him being a pastor and him being a husband.
Yeah, very interesting.
That's
what attracted you to this project?
That same story.
Yeah, it's the story.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's unique. It's different, you know. Where man finds himself in that that dilemma, he doesn't know what decision to take. You know, it's kind of like rare. It's not what you know. It's not like a day-to-day story.
And is it? How did the storyline develop? I mean, is it based on any kind of real story or any real dilemmas that you know of?
I have no idea how that came about. I think it's just the creative mind of the writer and the director, Obi Emiloye, and they just put it together and try to make it more, you know, a bit intriguing.
Yeah, it is, and very dramatic as well. I noticed even in that short clip, it's very dramatic.
Yes.
So the premiere is due tonight in London. That's very exciting.
Absolutely, yes.
Why not Nigeria? Why is the premiere in London?
I think they got London first. Nigeria's like, you know, they couldn't get a date quicker in Nigeria, so they started off from London. Yeah.
And does this, I mean, does it indicate as well that there is a growing popularity in the films that are coming out of Nollywood? The fact that, I mean, really, you're aiming now at an international audience.
Indeed, yes, we are. Yeah, that's one of the major factors, actually, why they came to London, so they can, you know, throw out this, our story, our way of doing things to the open market, rather than just, you know, just the show of Nigeria. You know, so basically they're looking at every sphere, you know. That's why they're premiering here in London.
So tell me a little bit about Nollywood, I mean, in Lagos and life in Lagos. I mean, it's really an international city now.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And it's an exciting place to live?
Yes, it is. I mean, it depends. If you want the reserved kind of life, then Lagos is not. Lagos is where it's like we're saying we live in fast forward.
Yeah.
You know, everything is like really fast.
Yeah.
It's so fast, you know, things will pass you by without you knowing. And I like that because it's adrenaline pumping for me, and I like that, you know.
And how much of the year do you think you spend in Lagos? Most of the year, or do you live partly in London, partly elsewhere?
No, I spend most of my time in Lagos, Nigeria, yeah. I do travel around, you know, sometimes business trips, sometimes, you know, my work, my profession. Yeah. And, but otherwise, home is Lagos for me.
So do you have ambitions beyond Nollywood? Would you like to go to Hollywood, for example?
But of course, I mean, I'll gladly oblige if I was called upon. Of course, I will. However, we're trying to, we're trying to, broaden our horizons and seeing if we can partner with other big filmmakers and big studios. Yes.
There's a lot of big films coming out of Africa now. A lot of big stories coming out of Africa.
Yeah.
It's kind of your rock and roll moment now, isn't it?
Yeah, you could say that because we have a lot of stories to tell.
Yeah.
Our own kind of stories.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a whole lot of stories in Africa. I'm not going to say, but I do know Nigeria, and I know there's a whole lot of stories to talk about. Talking about the politics and talking about the livelihood and some of the things that's happened in Nigeria. It will thrill the world if we put it on picture.
Yeah, but do you ever worry that although Lagos is a pretty international city and certainly parts of Nigeria are becoming much more established, there's such a big degree of instability in the country now. Is that a concern for you as an artist?
Yeah, well, it's a concern for everybody as a citizen, of course. Yes, it is. But, you still have to find your way to survive and move, get over it. And as time progresses and, with the new political dispensation, they probably will work things out, It's just good to say that whatever situation we find ourselves in Nigeria, we usually find a way to wriggle out and make it better. Yeah. It's good to say that because that's how it happens. That's how it works for us.
Some people have described you as a Nollywood poster boy. How does that feel to you?
That's typical. I get that all the time.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
On some level, that's quite gratifying, I guess.
Yes, it is. Yes, I do agree. They find me as Hollywood... Nollywood Mr. Loveboy.
Yeah, but and does that affect the way you approach your performances, or you kind of keep that sort of?
I know it's almost like a stereotype for me, but however, sometimes you look for stories and scripts that derail a little, or derail totally. So I have other scripts and stories that I could do and be independent of what the typical typecast is for me, yes.
So you try not to be typecast. And do you have many projects in the pipeline? Can you
yes,
tell us
I do.
about
I do.
any
I have a couple of projects in the pipeline. I have a big project I'm working on right now with the Rwandans. It's a good story that we've been working on sometime this year. Yeah. It's a big budget movie, so I'll be acting and directing it, as a matter of fact. So
yeah, very good. How cool.
Thank you.
And where will that be shot? It's solely in Nigeria or Rwanda?
No, it's going to be in Rwanda. It's going to be it's a Rwandan story. So, but it's cross borders. So, but 80% of the story is in Rwanda, 20% is in Nigeria. Yeah,
I'm just interested that in the logistics in an area of the world which is quite complicated these days. There must be extra challenges for you trying to film, across border, particularly into a country like Rwanda. Do you find it very challenging?
Yes, I do. I mean, those are the challenges. Those are the borders we want to break. Those are the barriers you want to break. You want a situation. I want a situation where we can film in Africa like we're one, like it's one country, not. Not apart, not like you need visas to go to other countries and everything. You could just fly into whatever other country in Africa and then make your movies. That connection. I want to bridge that gap, with film, cinematography. And
so things are actually looking good for the film industry in Nigeria. It seems to be, its moment. There's and it's a boom time, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Yeah, and so you don't want to move to Los Angeles?
I would move to Los Angeles if there's a project to work upon. I would move if I was called upon and say, Ramsey, okay, we want you to come do this, we want you to do that. I would gladly, of course, but move over to go living with family and all.
No. You're a homeboy, maybe.
Yeah, I am. I love Lagos.
Yeah, and I just want to ask about the premiere tonight. Yeah. It's on the South Bank, is that correct?
Yes.
And it's going to be a big glittering affair.
Yes, it is. You know how it is. Red carpets and pictures. Handshakes, hugs. Tap on the back and all of that, yeah.
And your co-stars will be there as well?
Yeah, Mercy Johnson, the other girl you saw in the trailer. Yeah. She's going to be there, the girl that whacked me in the face.
And Mercy Johnson seemed to be putting in something of a performance there as well.
Oh, yes, she did. Oh, she's a wonderful, wonderful top actress in Nigeria to herself. Yeah. She did terrifically well in this project, like she does in her other jobs. She's a very versatile actor. Yeah. Unfortunately, she should have been here, but she just flew in this morning, so...
Oh, well, yeah. Never mind. Never mind. You're here at least. Yeah, well, as they say, break a leg tonight in the British Theatre.
So, thank you very much.
OK, thank you so much, Ramsey Nouah. Thank you very much for joining us here on Arise.